What's up everyone, Plastic Degenerates here, back at it again with another cool video. So I said in my previous video that I will be attempting to try rooting real wool hair on this custom TOTS Michael Myers figure. As you can see, I already started the process. I did yank off the sculpted hair off the mask. Wasn't too hard to remove. I didn't even really use heat. I was able to just use some pressure and I was able to yank the hair off. There is a set of eyes in that mask. It's also where the ball joint mounts onto the head itself. I did reposition that and I did cut off the peg that goes into the sculpted hair, because I will be using epoxy to sculpt some material on top of the mask just to give it a more natural shape. And you know, I am kind of nervous trying to root hair for the first time, but you know, I don't care too much. It wasn't exactly an expensive figure, but I do feel like this figure would benefit from the wool hair. And as you can see here, this is the epoxy that I use. It's from Aves. I've had good results with it. I do notice that it is a bit soft when you mix it, so I would recommend giving it about like 20 minutes before you actually start sculpting with it, or else it'll be too soft. And I did get some inspiration from Darko Customs. If you haven't seen his work, I would definitely check it out. I think he does probably like the best Michael Myers figures in the community right now. I just think his shit is freaking awesome. But yeah, you definitely want to give the head some real estate, just a good base so you can actually root the wool hair, which is kind of funny. The whole process of this rooting is actually not really rooting. It's more like just gluing the hair on top of the head. I think the actual term you use for rooting is when you punch the hair into like a silicone base. But it is what it is. Alright, so I think this is starting to look pretty good. And again, I just want to give it a good base so I can go ahead and glue the hair onto the head. But this is kind of funny. It kind of looks like that Vegeta meme. But alright, I think I'm just about done. I'm going to go ahead and let this cure overnight. And I'm going to go ahead and dye the wool hair to the right color. Same process I did with the coveralls. Just a little dab of dishwashing soap, near boiling water, and add in the dye and just swirl it around and leave it in there for about 5 minutes. And believe it or not, I actually got this wool hair for another project, and the listing on AliExpress, which honestly I really gotta stop buying from. They just have like the worst listings, but everything's so damn cheap, so kind of hard to resist. But it was labeled as gray, and when it got here, it was like, God, I don't even know what color it is, but so I figured I'd just give it a dye into a dark chocolate brown, just to see if I can go ahead and try this whole rooted hair process. Alright, so I'm done here. I'm just gonna leave it here for about 5 minutes or so and then take it out and rinse it. That's looking pretty good. I went ahead and rinsed it already, and it did take the dye pretty well. It might get a little bit lighter once it dries. If it's too light, I'll go ahead and give it another run in the dye. Okay, so it has dried up quite a bit. Not fully, but it did get lighter. But I'm happy with the color. I don't think it should go too much darker. I think, if my memory serves me right. Yeah, I think it's right. Okay, so now that the epoxy has cured, I did start the process of gluing the hair onto the head, but then I remembered I don't think it's gonna work too well unless we paint the base, because the white from the epoxy will bleed through. So I'll go ahead and fast forward this part for you guys. Okay, so now that the paint has dried on the scalp, I'm gonna go ahead and try the rooting process. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a dab of glue. I did get a glue that has some type of flow control. I don't think you should be using a regular one. And again, I'm no expert. This is my first time, but definitely don't want to put too much glue. So I found out you definitely have to be really patient during this process of gluing the hair on. So I was gluing layer by layer, but I did get a little impatient, so I kept doing each layer a bit too quick, and that just causes like a huge headache for yourself, especially when the first layer is not dried and you're trying a second layer and you're trying to apply the hair onto the second layer. It sticks on and it just makes a mess of things. So I would definitely be patient if you are gonna try this rooting process. But I am making pretty good progress here. It is starting to look pretty good. I didn't measure each strand or each bunch of hair before I cut it. You know, I'm just kind of winging it. I did cut a good amount of length because I figured I'm going to trim it and give it a haircut anyways at the end when I'm done. And the hair that the mask had in the 78 movie was pretty messy, so I'm not too worried about the length being super unified, since I am going to be styling it with product anyways. Alright, just about halfway done here. It is starting to look pretty good. Kind of looking like Fabio right now, but that should look a lot better once I trim the hair. Oh, and at this point, I did already start the repaint process of the mask. I did spray it with a more pure white and a flesh color towards the bottom of the neck. So it does look a little flat right now. I haven't added any detail or any washes to it, but I'll go ahead and add that towards the end. Looks kind of funny right now. Looks like homeboy has a mullet. Alright, so I'm just about done here. So he's full-fledged Fabio at this point. It looks pretty ridiculous, but after I give it a trim and put some product in it, it should look a lot better. But for now, I'm actually surprised that it came out pretty good. Okay, let's pop it back on the body. Let's see how it looks. Just to give it a good visual for now. Man, I gotta say, that's actually pretty cool. I think it looks pretty good for now. Okay, so I did run it through a little bit of water, and I'm gonna go ahead and trim off all the excess hair. Let's go ahead and pop it back on the body again, just to see how it looks. It is looking better. Definitely not that Fabio look, but let's see if we could kind of style it now that since the hair has a little bit of water ran through it. And I am just using a toothpick to try to style it. Okay, yeah, I think it's time to give it a trim. It's starting to look pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up a little bit for you guys. Okay, now, so I am done. I didn't record the styling portion of it, but I just used some regular hair paste and I diluted it with water, and I did slick it back, and I did pull some of the back hairs and twisted it to have that those little, geez, I don't even know what they're called, but it was just messy. But I think this looks about right, man. I'm really happy with this. This came out a lot better than I thought it would, especially for the first attempt at rooted hair in 1/6 scale. Definitely not my cleanest work, but again, for my first try, I'm not tripping. I'm not sweating over this. This came out pretty good. I definitely learned a lot in the process. I definitely got to be more patient. I don't know if I'm gonna want to do rooted hair again in the near future, but glad to know it's possible. Let's go ahead and move it to my main display case. It's currently sitting in the icons display, which is just, you know, a bunch of iconic characters from movie franchises or games or any media really. But I'm gonna put it here for now because it has better lighting in my main Burtonverse display. And all I gotta say is, wow. This is looking good, man. This is pretty good. Don't want to toot my horn too much, but man, this is pretty good. But yeah, as you can see, I did add the little details to the mask, and that just really completes the look. And the custom coveralls and the rooted hair. Man, this is a really nice looking Michael Myers figure. Okay, so I'm just about done with this project. I might add a little thing here and there, but for the most part, I am considering this project done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.